incident that produced a pit lane sprint out of the NASCAR champion driver. Brad told me that on the track, I was just trying to get out of Carson Hocevar's way, but then Carson thought I had blocked him, and Brad didn't appreciate the fact that Hocevar slowed down in front of him when Brad was trying to do his flying qualifying lap. So Brad met behind the wall, and I asked Brad, did that meeting have anything, did you deliver your message to Carson? Did he get it? And Brad said, well, probably not, but I'm over it. We raced today. Let's go to Kim for the 77 side.
The NASCAR garage exploded into chaos at Watkins Glen International. Brad Keselowski sprinted across pit road like a man possessed. His target, Carson Hocevar's number 77 Chevrolet. What happened next left the racing world shocked for days. Now Denny Hamlin has broken his silence. The veteran driver just dropped a bombshell about what really went down between these two competitors. His analysis changes everything we thought we knew about this heated confrontation. Most fans missed it completely. The confrontation between Brad Keselowski and Carson Hocevar happened after Saturday's qualifying session at Watkins Glen. Footage of the incident didn't surface until 30 minutes before Sunday's race started. Keselowski climbed out of his car, still wearing his helmet. He then made a mad sprint toward Hocevar's pit stall. Cameras caught him charging across the pit road to confront the rookie driver. Words were exchanged before a NASCAR official stepped in to separate them. CBS Sports' Steve Taranto shared images from the scene on social media. He wrote, "An incident from practice qualifying yesterday that just got picked up on by NBC. Carson Hocevar felt Brad Keselowski had blocked him, and Keselowski was upset enough with Hocevar slowing down in front of him in retaliation that he made a mad sprint to Hocevar's car on pit road. The 2012 Cup champion was clearly furious." But what exactly triggered this explosive reaction? Denny Hamlin didn't witness the qualifying incident firsthand, but on Monday's Actions Detrimental podcast, he provided a detailed breakdown that reveals the real story behind Keselowski's pit road outburst.
I didn't see what happened. More than likely, here's what happened, is that so who's on their lap first? Keselowski pulls out on pit road, or pulls onto the racetrack, and Carson is on his flying lap. So Keselowski wants to go slow for the first few corners to let his stuff warm up before he gets to the alternate start-finish line on the backstretch.
Here's where things got messy. Hamlin explained the critical moment that set everything in motion.
Well, as the 77's coming up on him, he must have caught Brad at a probably not a great time, where it just, maybe it made him slow down, maybe it did not, but it just, Carson probably took exception to that. Brad probably was trying to get out of his way.
The veteran driver's analysis doesn't stop there. Hamlin believes Keselowski was genuinely trying to help, not hinder. Brad was probably trying to get out of his way. Carson felt like his lap was inhibited, so instead of pulling on pit road after finishing his lap, he probably kept going and chose to slow down the 6th Keselowski when he was on his flying lap the next time around. This revelation paints a completely different picture. Keselowski wasn't blocking Hocevar intentionally, he was following standard protocol to warm up his tires, but the timing created a perfect storm of frustration.
That's all I can think of, because they both said that, one screwed the other's lap up in qualifying.
Brad Keselowski shared his version of events with TNT Sports. His account matches Hamlin's analysis perfectly. "On the track, I was just trying to get out of Carson's way, but then Carson thought I had blocked him," Keselowski said. The veteran driver felt deliberately targeted during his own qualifying attempt. Hocevar slowed down in front of him during his flying lap. This wasn't an accident or poor timing. It was payback. The frustration boiled over immediately. Keselowski parked his RFK Racing Ford and jumped out. He still had his helmet on as he sprinted toward Hocevar's stall. The confrontation was intense but brief. When asked if Hocevar understood his message, Keselowski's response was telling. "Well, probably not. I'm over it. We raced today." Luke Lambert, Hocevar's crew chief, defended his driver's actions. Speaking from the Spire garage, Lambert insisted Keselowski had blocked them first. He claimed Hocevar's response was proportionate to what the RFK racing driver had done. Lambert also mentioned they couldn't hear much during the pit road confrontation. Keselowski's helmet remained on throughout the heated exchange. The Spire team believed their actions were justified. They felt the number. 77's behavior was not even close to what Keselowski had done during qualifying. But Hamlin's analysis suggests otherwise. The veteran podcast host gave Keselowski the benefit of the doubt, saying Brad tried to get out of the way. The incident had real consequences for both drivers. Hocevar qualified 8th for the Go Bowling at the Glen. Keselowski ended up 16th on the starting grid. Both men entered Watkins Glen weekend desperate for results. Keselowski sat 121 points below the playoff cut line. Hocevar was even further back at 131 points behind. With only 3 races remaining in the regular season, both drivers needed a victory to make the playoffs. Every qualifying position mattered. Every lap carried championship implications. The pressure was enormous. Ryan Blaney started from pole position for the first time at Watkins Glen. He edged Shane Van Gisbergen for the top spot. RFK's Chris Buescher qualified 12th, defending his win from the previous year. Sunday's race proved anticlimactic for both protagonists. Neither Keselowski nor Hocevar factored into the victory conversation. Their qualifying drama overshadowed their actual performance. Hocevar finished 18th in the final results. Keselowski's day ended even worse. A flat tire spoiled what had been a promising run. He finished 31st, well outside the points-paying positions. A great run spoiled by a flat tire, but I'm really proud of our performance these last 2 months, Keselowski wrote on social media afterward. 2 more shots to win and be in. The veteran driver maintained his professionalism despite the disappointing result, but the qualifying incident added another layer of frustration to an already challenging season. While Keselowski and Hocevar struggled, Shane Van Gisbergen delivered a masterclass performance. The New Zealand driver won his 4th road race of 2025. He dominated proceedings from start to finish. "Good to get that one back," Van Gisbergen said after the victory. "What an awesome race. Coming back through the field after my final pit stop, I had a lot of fun. The car was just amazing again. Another win. Awesome." Van Gisbergen finished 11 seconds ahead of Christopher Bell. The margin of victory highlighted his road course supremacy. He continues to struggle on oval tracks, but remains unbeatable on road courses and street circuits. "It's the stuff you dream about, right?" Van Gisbergen added, "I'm just a very lucky guy to get to drive for an amazing bunch of people and just execute. The day just went flawlessly, and I really enjoyed it." Speaking ahead of Richmond Raceway, Hocevar provided his own perspective on the Watkins Glen incident. His explanation was brief, but revealing. Emotions were high, Hocevar told reporter Jeff Gluck. The young driver acknowledged the qualifying confrontation mattered beyond just that weekend. The incident influenced the qualifying order at Richmond. Going out earlier or later can significantly affect lap times at that particular track. Both drivers moved on from their altercation by Sunday. The professional approach prevented any on-track retaliation during the 90-lap race. Hocevar made headlines for a different reason during Sunday's race. He extended an olive branch to former teammate Zane Smith. The gesture surprised many observers. Late in the race, Hocevar pulled to the side on the exit of Turn 5. He allowed Smith to pass him for 17th position. After the checkered flag, Hocevar approached Smith's car on pit road. "Hey, I know that doesn't make up for it, but you can expect that in the next couple weeks, okay?" Hocevar told Smith. The comment referenced their incident at Iowa Speedway the previous week. Hocevar had lost control entering Turn 1, drifted up, and clipped Smith's left rear. The contact ended Smith's strong run and reignited criticism of Hocevar's aggressive driving style. The Keselowski incident represents just one chapter in Hocevar's controversial 2025 campaign. The young driver has been involved in multiple confrontations throughout the season. In Mexico City, he tangled with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. This marked the second incident between them in 3 weeks. Their first clash at Nashville led to an ugly altercation between the drivers. At Sonoma, Hocevar found himself on the receiving end of contact from Josh Berry. The incident caused him to spin late in the Toyota Save Mart 350. The Iowa Speedway contact with Smith reignited criticism of his aggressive driving approach. Now the Keselowski confrontation at Watkins Glen adds another name to his growing list of adversaries.